In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can transform yourself into Jim Carrey's The Mask. Now obviously in the film, the makeup artist used lots of prosthetics to build up his face. They covered his ears and his hair, that sort of thing. I'm just going to be using face paint, and there's only so far you can go with shading and highlighting. So it doesn't look exactly like it did in the film, but hopefully you like it anyway. The first thing you need to do is completely cover your face with a mid-green tone. You want the paint to go on quite thick, you don't want to be able to see any skin showing through, and just build it up in layers to get rid of any streaks. Make sure you've got a nice solid line that runs along the jaw, and also if you're not going to take it into the hair like I haven't, you need a nice edge around the hairline. Once your base is on nice and even, you can start with the detail. Now I took a darker green and I'm just contouring any areas of the face that I want to appear more sunken in. I'm starting with under the cheekbones and down along the jaw, and I used the brush just to blend it in very gently to the base. Next I sketched out the darker area that he's got running from his forehead down along his temples, and again I just blended out the colour. And then next I just outlined the eye socket. I took the paint right up into the eyebrow and I gave him kind of an angry brow shape, and then I also extended it down quite far underneath the eyes. And then finally I added a bit of shading around the outside edges of his mouth, and I also painted in the little dimple he has in his chin. To highlight the face, I use a lime green colour, and I start right on the top of the cheekbones and I just blend the colour out into the green underneath. Next I ran it along the bottom of the jaw, but I was careful that I didn't go over the top of the darker green that I used as the shadow. And then I also took the highlight down on the forehead and across the top of the eyebrow, and in any other places that I wanted to bring forward, like the nose and the chin. Once I'd finished with the lime, I took a step back and I realised that it was far too yellow, so I then went over the top of everything with a bright neon green colour, and this just got rid of a few of the yellow undertones. The prosthetic that sits across his eyebrows is actually quite thick, so I used a darker green to add in a bit more shadow and depth, and I just ran this along the underside of my eyebrow and blended it down. And then I also used this same darker green to add in a few creases right in the inside corner of his eyes, and also around the outside edges of his mouth. Next, using a very thin stroke, I lined my eyes both on the top and the bottom. And then I used a little bit more of the darker green just to add some more shading. For some reason, I seem to remember that his lips in the film were like a dark reddy purple colour, but in every single picture I could find on Google, they're definitely green, so that's what I decided to do. Let me know down in the comments if you remember them being purple as well, or if I'm just going completely crazy. At the very last minute, I decided it would be a great idea to paint my ears, so I just used the same colours as before. Obviously, if you're doing this on yourself, you want to do the ears at the same time as the face. And then to complete the look, you really do need a snazzy canary yellow suit with a matching hat.